The movie starts with couples playfully touching each other's legs under their dinner tables. But there is something different about Emily and Cal. They seem like an old couple who are no longer very romantic. Emily and Cal can't decide what to order, so they decide to both say what they want at the same time. While Cal shouts what he wants to order, Emily surprises him by saying she wants a divorce. Emily asks for a divorce after she reveals an affair she had with co-worker David Lindhagen. Everyone at the restaurant hears her and Cal is devastated. Meanwhile, at Emily and Cal's home, Jessica, their babysitter, accidentally breaks an important family photo. When she picks the photo up, she covers Emily's face, leaving only Cal's, revealing that she has feelings for Cal. Later, Jessica accidentally walks in on Robbie, the older Weaver son, pleasuring himself. As they sat in the car, Emily talked nonstop, annoying Cal so much that he opened the car door and fell onto the road. He told Emily that he'll agree to whatever she asked if she'd just be quiet. We are then introduced to Jacob, a womanizer who beds different women every night. He notices a young woman called Hannah and comes over to her table. Hannah was not interested in talking to Jacob, but he kept bothering Hannah and her friend Liz until they decided to leave. The next day, Cal moves to a new house, excited to start fresh after his divorce. Emily visits him to explain that she was unfaithful, blaming it on a midlife crisis. Cal, not interested in her excuses, focuses on managing his life without her. Their divorce seems certain, and they blame David Lindhagen. To cope, Cal meets his friend Bernie at a bar. But Bernie, who is following his wife's orders, decides to end their friendship because his wife said that they are taking Emily's side. Bernie gives Cal some cologne as a peace offering before leaving. Cal, feeling desperate and heartbroken, talks to random strangers about how David Lindhagen slept with his wife. He doesn't realize that Jacob, the womanizer, is watching him. Jacob goes up to Cal and tells him to man up and stop telling everyone his problems. He says that Cal is the cause of Emily cheating. Jacob wants to help Cal feel better, so he says he will be Cal's teacher and meet him at the mall tomorrow. At the same time, Hannah, the girl from the bar, is having lunch with her boyfriend Richard and some friends. Richard hints that he has some big news to share soon. Hannah thinks that this news might be about Richard proposing to her. The following day, Cal meets Jacob at the mall. Jacob is shocked at how badly dressed Cal is, and he promises to help him dress better so he can attract attractive women. Jacob helps Cal pick out new clothes and gives him advice on how to talk to women. It is obvious that Cal has not had much experience with romance. After some practice, Jacob thinks Cal is ready to try on his own. Jacob sees a woman in her 40s who he thinks is a good match for Cal. With some tips, Cal goes up to her, but she sees through his act and she ends up rejecting him. Now Cal decides to be honest and vulnerable instead of using cheesy pickup lines. This surprisingly works for him, and he ends up picking up a woman and taking her to his house. They sleep together and Cal promises to call her, but he never calls. Cal ends up picking up different women and taking them to his house every day. One day, during Cal and Emily's son Robbie's parent-teacher night, Cal and Emily meet again after a long time. Emily notices that Cal looks really good because he has a new haircut and has changed the way he dresses. They both say they are not in a relationship. But when it is time to meet Robbie's teacher, Cal is shocked. To his surprise, the teacher is the first woman Cal slept with and never called. Cal tries to act calm, wishing that the teacher would do the same to prevent things from getting uncomfortable. But she starts giving obvious signs that she and Cal have a past. Before long, Emily figures it out, and the teacher openly says that she and Cal were together, but he did not keep in touch. Emily gets upset and leaves the school with Cal running after her, desperately trying to fix things. While trying to explain himself, Cal ended up revealing that he had been with 9 different women. Emily is shocked and cannot believe that Cal would sleep with those many women. She leaves feeling disappointed and heartbroken. The story goes back to Hannah, who was really looking forward to her boyfriend Richard's surprise announcement. She is out for dinner with Richard and their work friends again. Richard asks for everyone's attention, making Hannah even more excited. But instead of a marriage proposal, Hannah gets asked to be a full-time lawyer at Richard's company. She felt let down because she thought a marriage proposal was coming. Richard tells her that he does not think they are ready for that as a couple. Amid all this emotional turmoil, Hannah is feeling really upset, tries to find comfort by drinking alcohol. She sees Jacob at a bar, kisses him, and suggests they leave in a hurry. They get to Jacob's place, but the alcohol's effects are fading, and Hannah is getting anxious. They end up talking all night until Jacob falls asleep. Meanwhile, Emily goes out on a date with David Lindhagen, the man she had an affair with. During dinner, she notices that David is a self-centered person. After dinner, David takes Emily home and Jessica finds them making out. Jessica is disappointed in Emily for being with another man when she has a great husband. Angry, she calls her a slut and runs home. Jessica decides to take nudes and plans to give Cal those nudes. That night, Cal goes back to his former house to secretly clean the yard. He stands outside and watches his ex and his kids having dinner. Emily leaves the kids and goes to make a phone call. Suddenly, the phone rings and Cal sees that Emily is actually calling him from the living room. When Cal receives the call, Emily pretends that she doesn't know how to relight the pilot light. This is just an excuse that Emily has come up with because she wants to talk to Cal. Cal walks her through the process, but now he knows that his ex-wife actually misses him. The following day, Cal decides to surprise his ex-wife and plans to ask her to give their marriage another chance. He and the kid create a makeshift mini golf set in their backyard to remind Emily of their first date. He receives a call from Jacob, the womanizer, telling him that he has fallen in love with a woman and his girlfriend wants him to meet her mom. He asks for advice. Cal is happy for him and tells him to relax. At that moment, Jessica's mom is putting away her laundry when she finds the nudes that Jessica had taken for Cal. She shows the photos to Jessica's dad. Jessica's dad gets really mad and leaves the house to confront Cal. The problem is, Cal has no idea about the nudes or the fact that Jessica is in love with him. Cal blindfolds Emily, getting ready for the big surprise. While Cal gets ready to reveal his big surprise, Hannah arrives with Jacob. Cal is surprised to see Jacob accompanying Hannah. Jacob finds out that Cal is Hannah's father. Cal finds out that his daughter is dating the same womanizer that he has seen picking up different women every day. He gets really mad. To make matters worse, Bernie, Jessica's dad, arrives and wants to hit Cal. Jacob steps in to defend his friend Cal. Jessica publicly says she loves Cal, which leads Robbie to admit he loves Jessica. Suddenly, David Lindhagen shows up with Emily's sweater and tells her that she forgot it in his car. When Jacob hears the name David Lindhagen, he remembers that that was the man that slept with his friend's wife. He proceeds to punch David in the face. This causes a fight that the police eventually break up because neighbors called for help. Everyone leaves disappointed and angry at each other. Before leaving, Cal tells Hannah that he will not talk to her if she doesn't end her relationship with Jacob. He also tells David Lindhagen that Emily is all his. The story jumps ahead to Cal at Robbie's 8th grade graduation. It is clear he has not made up with everyone because he chooses to sit away from his family. Robbie gives the graduation speech saying he thinks love is a trick and true love is not real. However, Cal interrupts and gives his own speech talking about how he met his true love when he was just 15. And that true love does exist. Both father and son express their love for their special someone in their speeches. After the speeches, everyone feels happy and Jessica gives Robbie some interesting pictures as a graduation gift. She promises to wait for him to grow up. Cal accepts Jacob as part of the family, but warns him that he has bought a firearm and he is prepared to use it if he ever breaks his daughter's heart. He then asks him to take care of her. Emily approaches Cal and they have a laugh talking about the events that have transpired the past year, and watching them from afar, Robbie smiles optimistically.